Morning, anyone from or afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. For my few followers I have, I didn't announce this live. I was just walking my dog and I felt like giving some morning motivation for people who are struggling with their dogs in certain areas, and in particular, sometimes behavioural problems. Quick bit of motivation to let you know that, it is a journey. It is going to take time. This guy here, I don't like calling behavioural issues. It's not his fault. When he was very young, before we owned him, he was attacked quite badly and has some, I would say, what I like to call sort of PTSD from it, trauma from it. So he's overly reactive defensively towards dogs that he feels threatened by. In other words, he's very good with a lot of dogs, most dogs, but if he feels any sort of threat from a dog, he overreacts through fear. And managing that all the time, he has good days and he'll have challenging days, but it's not his fault. It makes me feel sad for him. I don't get angry in that way, as it's not his fault. I feel sad, but it can be challenging. So I'm not the only one with a dog that has that sort of, hey everyone, how we doing? A bit cold here in Australia if you're in another country, winter time over here. I'm not anyone who has that sort of challenge with their dogs. And it can mean there's restrictions in lifestyle for these dogs, in certain ways, but not a lot. The things he doesn't get to do, like going to the beach and running around and going to a dog park, are things I'd tell people not to do anyway, because they always come with risk. I'm not a fan of uncontrolled socialising with dogs you don't know. Dogs you know, it's fine. Nash, on the other term, he's fine. He's very well trained. He doesn't have those reactive issues. So he could go in those environments, but I don't. I'm not going to let one go and not the other. And even then, I don't know all the other dogs. So I'm not a fan of that. So if you do have a reactive dog, I suppose a good point of this video is to let you know that if you're told by a trainer that you probably shouldn't go to dog parks and dog beaches and stuff like that, you're not really missing out. I would tell nearly everybody not to do that. Because it comes with risk. Can you do it? Yes. If you have a very highly trained dog, I don't think a beach is a major problem if there's plenty of room, because you can call your dog back, and if you're a confident handler, you can keep dogs away and so forth. But if you're going to one of those areas which is uncontrolled and your dog's not well trained, that is a recipe for disaster. I don't believe it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when your dog gets involved in an altercation. That'll be severe, but if you have a particularly young dog, that can be enough to imprint on that young dog, and then it will never get over that fear, and then you're going to classically sort of condition that dog to that area being a bad place, and then next time you take your dog to the beach, they're an anxious dog. So you're going to create problems for your dog by doing that. So be aware that that sort of conditioning can happen very fast with your dog. Hey everyone, how are we doing? I am going to put my glasses on. Stop, boys. I've got a couple of people here maybe saying hi or putting a comment, whatever you're saying. Hey Mark, how we doing? One thing I don't know to get it wrong, but do you like turkey? Only one thing get it wrong, but I'm not sure what that means. How we doing, guys? So when you do that to your dog and you condition them, you need to be aware that you are going to create a problem for your dog. And then people wonder why next time they take their dog, this is my dog Nash and this is my other dog Winston. And you take your dog to the beach, you have a problem. But the amount of people that keep repeating that problem, so they have a dog have an altercation with their dog at a beach, and their answer is keep going to the beach and see if it gets better. I'll give you the answer. It won't get better. It'll get worse. It'll get worse and it'll get worse, because that's where the incident happened. Dogs are very good at obviously remembering, and they get imprinted with that area. When I walk these two dogs, there's an area up behind over here where only one day a dog behind the fence was very reactive. And every time we come to that area now, I see them both go, I know where that dog is, and they're fine. But the point is, it only took one day and they remembered that dog. So when your dog has an incident like that, going back to that area every day, it doesn't get it better. It actually just gets worse. And the dog will consolidate the problem. It'll probably compound it and build it, and you've got a problem. You need to stay away from that area. And rehab your dog, gain their confidence and so forth. But truth is, your dog has an incident that's bad enough, they may never get 100% right again. Winston, this Labrador, is an example of it. He got attacked very badly, like stitches, the whole lot. the girl who owned him before, and then now, and it was by an intact male. So now his major issue, if anyone doesn't know this, dogs can definitely smell testosterone. I really believe it because I put him around many dogs in my daycare. They all look the same. They all act the same. I watch body language, but I'll know one that's young and it's just getting testicles and getting testosterone, and he changes with that dog. Definitely. He walks up, he's very smell orientated with the dog, like all dogs are, but he's very, very smell orientated. He will smell, and if he makes a decision and makes him uncomfortable, you hear that whining there? That's anxiety with my dog. He gets excited and sounds like that, but he also gets a little anxious. And we're in a very quiet street. It's been imprinted on him, and my job is just to manage him, but he's not a bad dog. I feel sad for a dog who has to feel that fearful in certain areas. I don't think it's a thing you should be angry about. I think you should be, you imagine as a human feeling like that. Could you imagine if every time you went out of the house, every person you saw, you were like twitching and you were anxious? It would be terrifying. It would not be very nice. So you need to understand, you've got to put your dog in situations where they are comfortable. Don't make them uncomfortable. Don't challenge them too much. Take it slow. Can you rehab a dog from trauma? Yes, you can. You can get them better, but you may never get them completely over it. I would finish this conversation by saying this. If you have a reactive dog, through fear especially, you should always assume that it's in their brain, even if they go good for 6 months. Because what will happen is you become too relaxed, you will get caught out one day. You will put your dog in an environment thinking, my dog's fixed, call it. And they're not fixed. They're just going good. But then a dog challenges them, makes them uncomfortable, and it all comes back. And they possibly attack them through fear. And I can tell you one thing, when a dog attacks through fear, it's usually a very bad attack. They tend to overreact and they're very aggressive about it. And it's very visceral. They don't choose to be. They don't want to be. They don't like to be. They can't help it. Remember that. No dog necessarily, not no dog, most dogs don't want to attack other dogs. Winston will do it through absolute fear, because truth is he really likes most dogs. But if he feels challenged, his mentality is, I'm going to go first before they get me. That's his idea, okay? So remember that with your reactivity. Be patient. It's a journey. It can be very stressful. But don't let these trainers say, we can fix your dog. Your dog's not broken. And to say that they'll fix your dog is a very risky thing to say, because it will make you as an owner become too relaxed and you'll think your dog is perfect, and then boom. So don't think about fixing your reactive dog. Think about managing your reactive dog and being able to deal with them and help them. And then you should not get caught and get complacent. And there we go. That is my first live for a long time. And I hope you got something out of it. Hey, thanks for jumping on. A couple of you here, Mark, Belly. My eyesight's bad without my glasses. Kate, a few of you. Hey, hi. Thanks for jumping on. I'll see you later, everybody. Bye. Don't even know how to end this thing. Let's see, how do I end it? No, I don't even. Okay, we'll stop here. I'm going to have to stop my dogs. How do we end these things? It doesn't even tell me how. What button do I push, guys? There's actually this is a change in YouTube and how they do this. And there's a cross, but the cross will not post the video. I don't want to just hit the cross because that'll just stop the live. Maybe I'm right. I'll see how we go. Thanks for anyway. Bye.